Get ready to hold your breath and grip those trekking poles tightly because today, we're diving into the most dangerous hiking trails in the United States. These are not for the faint-hearted but promise unforgettable views and adrenaline-packed adventures for those bold enough to take them on. We're talking heart-pumping ascents, narrow ridges with dizzying drops, and the kind of raw beauty that'll make you feel like you're on top of the world. So, lace up your boots, check your compass, and grab your water bottles. Let's explore the trails that push even the most seasoned hikers to their limits. First up, we're headed to Zion National Park in Utah, home to the legendary Angel's Landing. Now this is a hike that will truly make you feel like you're walking among the angels. But don't let the name fool you, this trail is not for the faint of heart. Angel's Landing is known for its spine-tingling drops and narrow ridges, where you'll be holding onto chains bolted into the rock face with nothing but air and a sheer drop of 1,500 feet on either side. Imagine, just for a moment, you're clinging to that chain, the wind whipping past you, the vast canyon floor spread out beneath your feet. That's Angel's Landing. This is a hike that demands your full attention, every step of the way. One wrong move, one moment of carelessness, and it could all be over. But the reward is worth every bead of sweat, every ounce of courage. From the summit, you'll witness a panorama of Zion Canyon that will stay etched in your memory forever. Next, we journey to the heart of Yosemite National Park, home to the iconic Half Dome. This granite monolith is a true icon of the American wilderness, a symbol of adventure and a challenge that draws hikers from around the globe. But let me tell you, reaching the summit of Half Dome is no walk in the park. This is a grueling 14 to 16-mile hike with an elevation gain of over 4,800 feet. You'll be scrambling over granite, navigating steep switchbacks, and pushing your endurance to the limit. And then there's the final ascent. Picture this. You're clinging to steel cables, hauling yourself up the side of a near-vertical granite slab, your heart pounding in your chest, the wind whistling past your ears. Yosemite's weather can be notoriously unpredictable, throwing anything from scorching sun to sudden snowstorms your way. So, what does it take to conquer Half Dome? You'll need grit, determination, and a healthy dose of respect for the mountain. Now for those of you who crave true solitude, who thrive on the edge of the map, there's the maze in Canyonlands National Park. This is not just a hike, it's an expedition into the heart of the unknown. Imagine a labyrinth of deep canyons, towering sandstone walls, and a silence so profound it's almost deafening. The maze is not for the faint of heart. It's a place of stark beauty and unforgiving challenges. There are no marked trails, no signs to guide you. You'll be navigating by map, compass, and instinct, relying on your wits and your wilderness skills to find your way. Water is scarce in this desert wilderness, and rescue is difficult, if not impossible, in many parts of the maze. This is a place where self-reliance is not just a virtue, it's a necessity. But for those who dare to venture into the maze, the rewards are immeasurable. A sense of accomplishment like no other, a deep connection with the wilderness, and a story to tell that will leave your friends speechless. Mount Washington, New Hampshire. Don't let its relatively modest elevation fool you. Mount Washington in New Hampshire is a force of nature. It holds the world record for the highest wind speed ever recorded at a staggering 231 miles per hour. This mountain is notorious for its extreme and unpredictable weather. We're talking hurricane-force winds, blinding snowstorms, freezing temperatures, and that's just in the summer. The terrain itself is a challenge, with steep, rocky trails, exposed ridges, and slippery slopes. One wrong step, one moment of lost concentration, and you could find yourself tumbling down the mountainside. The key is to be prepared for anything. Pack layers of warm clothing, waterproof gear, and plenty of food and water. Kalalau Trail, Kauai, Hawaii. Aloha and welcome to paradise. But don't let the swaying palm trees and turquoise waters fool you. The Kalalau Trail on the island of Kauai is as wild and unforgiving as it is breathtaking. We're talking rugged cliffs, slippery trails, and the raw power of the Pacific Ocean crashing against the shore. This 11-mile trail snakes along Kauai's Na Pali coast, a landscape of sheer cliffs, hidden valleys and waterfalls cascading into the ocean. It's a place of incredible beauty, but also of inherent danger. The trail is narrow and often treacherous with steep drop-offs into the churning ocean below. Flash floods are a constant threat, turning tranquil streams into raging torrents in a matter of minutes. And then, there are the falling rocks, loosened by wind and rain, that can come crashing down without warning. But for those who dare to take on the Kalalau Trail, the rewards are immense. You'll be hiking through some of the most pristine and untouched wilderness in the world with views that will take your breath away. Now let's head to one of the most iconic natural wonders of the world, the Grand Canyon. And while there are many ways to experience this vast chasm, none are as challenging or rewarding as hiking the Bright Angel Trail. This trail may seem inviting, winding its way down into the depths of the canyon, but don't let that fool you. It's a relentless descent, and every step you take down is a step you'll have to climb back up. The heat is your biggest enemy here. Temperatures can soar over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Sudden storms can whip up without warning, sending flash floods raging through the canyons. So, what does it take to conquer the Bright Angel Trail? Be prepared, physically and mentally. Carry plenty of water, more than you think you'll need. Start your hike early in the morning to avoid the worst of the heat. Welcome to the heart of the Rockies, where we're tackling one of Colorado's most challenging and dangerous 14ers, Capitol Peak. Now, for those who don't know, a 14er is any mountain that soars over 14,000 feet above sea level. And Capitol Peak is not your average 14er. This peak is notorious for its technical climbing, exposed ridges, and the infamous knife edge, a narrow, spine-tingling traverse with sheer drops on either side. It's a heart-stopping section where one wrong step could be your last. But it's not just the knife edge you have to worry about. Loose rock, scree slopes, and rapidly changing weather conditions all add to the challenge. Climbing Capitol Peak is not for the faint of heart, or for inexperienced hikers. This is a serious undertaking that requires technical climbing skills, a head for heights, and a healthy dose of grit and determination. Now, let's head east to the rugged coastline of Maine, where we'll be tackling the Precipice Trail in Acadia National Park. Don't let the name fool you. This trail is not for the faint of heart. Imagine yourself clinging to iron rungs, your feet perched precariously on narrow ledges, the wind whipping around you, and nothing but a sheer drop below. This is the Precipice Trail, a heart-pumping climb that will test your courage and your grip strength. The trail gains nearly 1,000 feet in elevation over a short distance, and most of that is straight up. You'll be using metal rungs, ladders, and even some good old-fashioned scrambling to haul yourself up the cliff face. The trail clings to the side of a sheer cliff, with breathtaking views and heart-stopping drops. One wrong move, one slip of the hand, and it could be all over. But for those who are up for the challenge, the Precipice Trail offers an exhilarating experience and a sense of accomplishment like no other. We're heading back to Yosemite, but this time we're tackling the Mist Trail, a hike that's as beautiful as it is treacherous. Imagine yourself surrounded by towering granite walls, the roar of cascading water filling your ears, a fine mist cooling your skin. The Mist Trail gets its name from the spray of the magnificent Vernal and Nevada Falls, two of Yosemite's most iconic waterfalls. You'll be hiking alongside these roaring cascades, feeling their power as they thunder down the mountainside. But don't let the beauty lull you into a false sense of security. This trail is known for its slippery rocks, steep inclines, and narrow sections with sheer drop-offs. One misstep, one moment of lost concentration, and you could find yourself tumbling down the mountainside. So, what does it take to conquer the Mist Trail? You'll need sturdy hiking boots with good grip, a healthy dose of caution, and maybe even a hiking pole or two for balance. Our final challenge takes us to the roof of the contiguous United States Mount Whitney. Towering at 14,505 feet, this majestic peak is the highest point in the lower 48 states. This grueling hike will test your endurance and willpower. The air is thin up here and altitude sickness is a real danger. The trail to the summit is 22 miles round trip, with over 6,100 feet of elevation gain. Imagine switchbacks that seem to go on forever, rocky terrain that tests your ankles. Conditions on Mount Whitney can change in an instant. It takes meticulous planning and physical preparation to stand on the summit. That is 10 of the most dangerous, most exhilarating, most awe-inspiring hiking trails in the United States. These are not just hikes, they're adventures that test your physical and mental limits, that push you to the edge of your comfort zone, and that remind you of the raw power and beauty of the natural world. Always prioritize safety research conditions, carry essential gear, and never underestimate the power of nature. Tell someone where you're going, when you expect to be back, and be prepared for the worst. So are you ready to take on any of these epic challenges? Let us know in the comments which trail you dare to conquer, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more travel and adventure inspiration. Until next time, stay adventurous.